Hello, and welcome to Energize with Andrea. And today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to improve your creativity, all right? Because honestly, it's really important. It doesn't matter what field of work you're in. It doesn't matter if you are an entrepreneur, if you are an employee at a call center, or you work at a bank. You need to be creative in order to stand out. And even though this doesn't really sound like a health topic, it is so important because you need to be creative with your food. You need to be creative with activities, physical fitness. For instance, athletes. If you are an athlete or you've been an athlete or you played sports, you know and have felt what it's like to be in flow. All right. So when you are in flow, it's that point when you feel so strong or so powerful, or you've just gotten a rhythm. You know, you've been making the basket, or making that pass. I used to play volleyball. So there's days when you are just on a flow. And you know what? That builds your confidence, but it also is part of that creativity, all right? Imagination. In order to improve your creativity, you need to practice imagination, all right? So this happens a lot in sports. You imagine what it's like to do different plays, you play out different things, you play out different scenarios, so you're using your imagination in order to kind of foreshadow what you're going to do, all right? And another way this works is, for example, meditations. In the beginning, a lot for meditations, you have to use your imagination because it's hard to pay attention or to find peace when you have a lot of other things that you're thinking about. So imagination meditation is actually one of my favorite things to do because I can also teach kids how to meditate through imagination. So the next thing that I want to talk about is creativity, right? So in order to really create and be creative, is you have to actually do an activity that is creative. So for me personally, I like painting. I am not a painter. I would not even put my paintings and try to compare it to world's famous painters. Like, I wouldn't do that because it's not that I'm not confident. It's just that I'm not an artist of paint. Like, it's silly, but it is awesome for me because I like to go painting as a hobby, as something just fun where I can be creative, but you get to paint and just do whatever you want and have other adults being silly and painting, and it's a hobby though, so you want to do an activity that requires you to be creative, but that is a hobby, something you're not going to beat yourself up about. Like, I know as a personal trainer, I have a lot of people that are like, I'm not losing weight, and I'm like, well, just look at the way you're approaching the thing that you're doing. You're not very excited about it, so you're probably stressing out your body way more than you need to, even though it sounds like a great physical activity. All right, so even getting creative with your workouts. Like, the best trainers out there are because they are super creative. And you don't really think about that, but they're the ones making more money. All right. All the best personal trainers that I know and my colleagues, it's because they're creative. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is instinct. So instinct really helps with creativity because of this. All right. So if you're out in the wild, okay, now a lot of people like to go mountain climbing and all this stuff that's super trendy, so it's super awesome, but you definitely want to take some safety measures, all right? Realize that also, like, our ability to have strong instinct has diminished, okay? Like, we don't know how to start a fire with nothing. Like, we all depend on lighters or matches. If we don't have it, we give up. Because this is going to be a tool to develop your instinct. And these 3 things that I covered today, imagination, actually doing an activity that is creative, so creativity, and instinct. Pay attention to how these things expand your creativity, okay, and how expanding your creativity actually influences every part of your life. It's fascinating. Hope that these tools were really, really helpful to you. I know that I could have talked about food and this and meal prepping and, you know, being creative when you're making your food, but that's things that you can Google by now, you know, and do something that is out of the box. Like, yes, if that is helpful to you, excellent, but do something that's getting you out there, you know, get out there, get out of the comforts of being at home by the TV or in front of the laptop. Like, get yourself doing some activities and get yourself into that flow, all right? And subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you guys subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me. I am doing my best for putting out these videos. And like I always say, will you energize your day for me? Ramping back up. Love you guys. See you next time.